Coming up on this week's edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Once again, beef was the big winner as the new NASCAR racing season got underway. We'll take you to Daytona for exclusive coverage of this unique promotional effort.
And now, NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Hello and welcome to NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. I'm Kevin Ochsner. We're coming to you today from Blackbeard's Ranch, an award-winning cow-calf operation here in Florida that has been recognized for its stewardship efforts. Here to talk more about the challenges and opportunities of raising cattle in Florida is the owner of Blackbeard's Ranch, Jim Strickland. Jim, what are some of the specific challenges you face in developing and managing a beef cattle operation this close to so many population centers?
One of the things that we have to deal with is we're only about 1/2% of the population. So that goes to how many votes do we have? We have to work under the guidelines of Manatee County, state of Florida. So we've got a lot of elected officials that we need to really work with to let them know what we do out here in the woods. A lot of opportunities are out here. We just have to take them to bring those folks out here to show them what we do. So that's one of the little tough things. Also, we're a pyrogenic state. So all this land that you see, 40 to 50% of it gets burned every year with controlled burns. Wow. So we have smoke management plans. We have to send all of our folks to be certified to know how to burn, know where that wind is going to go. So we always have a lot of issues with that. 50 years ago, we had no issues with that. Sure. So that's one of the issues. But it also brings a lot of opportunity. Now with that population base, we can sell honey from the ranch. We can sell guava jelly from the ranch. We can sell beef from the ranch. So I'm a member of Florida Cattle Ranchers, and we provide a lot of fed beef here in the state of Florida. So it gives us opportunities to tell that story, but not only are we selling our products, but we can use those products to tell the rancher's story to that greater population.
That's a great point. Now, you were the 2019 National Environmental Stewardship Award-winning ranch. I'm curious, has conservation always been a priority here at the ranch?
Conservation started here about day 2. It didn't start day 1. It started day 2 because we started looking at ways to monetize this ranch. And as we did, conservation easements came up. Gotcha. Was selling the development rights, not on all the ranch, but maybe a small piece of the ranch where you can monetize and move on, just like any assets we have on the ranch. Sure. When we started down that road, we found that there wasn't a lot of money out there, that we'd lost the zest for raising money. So that's where we got really involved in conservation efforts, really looking at the data, looking at the research, justifying why the citizens of Florida or the citizens of the United States, if it was an NRCS USDA easement, why they should buy the development rights off, whether it's a ranch in Florida, one in California or Montana. So when we went down that trail, that's where I really started getting involved in conservation. One of the reasons was, all my life I've leased land. And so I've leased land from almost to the Gulf of Mexico. So for the last, I'm 66, started whenever I was about 16. Easy figures is that was 50 years. I started almost on the Gulf of Mexico, and development has pushed me further inward and inward and inward. But I still love a cow, and I love the land. And I think now that I've realized what ranchers and ranch land can do for that society we talk about, how do we operate in there? It's up to us to work with scientists and data and universities to show them we are more than a green pasture and a few cows.
That's a great point. Now, you have a lot of people that come to this ranch and tour and learn about what you've done from an award-winning ranching family. My question is, what are the questions they're asking you about sustainability?
That's the number one question. What do you do to be sustainable? They don't really know what sustainability means, but they hear it a lot. They talk about sustainable energy, sustainable business, sustainable, they hear it all the time. What I talk to them about is, to be sustainable, I have to be profitable. I get paid for beef and those products that come off this ranch. A lot of times we all agree we're operating on a very slim margin. Some of the times it's below slim. So we understand that. So what we have to do is educate them. To be sustainable, I have to be profitable. And if I can justify why these cost share practices all over the board. We have Florida Wildlife Commission, we have DEP, we have USDA, we have Florida Department of Agriculture. We have a lot of opportunities here. NIFWIF money, Gulf of Mexico BP money.
Wow.
We have a lot of opportunities, but we need, and it is up to us to show the citizens that their tax money going to cost shares on a ranch is not just giving us money to stay in business, that their benefits of giving us that money outweighs the cost of those.
Some of those environmental benefits that accrue to people then.
Absolutely.
One last question. Why are you a member of NCBA?
I can't think of a reason I wouldn't be a member of NCBA. I know, being involved with the Political Action Committee for a lot of years, what we get done in Washington. And I know without an organization of its stature, integrity, and the breadth of which they operate, the expertise of everybody from the Denver office to the Washington office, everybody in there is looking out for us. And I do truly understand that you can't stay on the ranch and look out for your interests. And if you can't go to the Capitol and you can't go to meetings, we've got NCBA to help us on a national and an international level.
Very well put. Thank you so much, Jim, for your insights, and thank you for all you do to represent the beef cattle industry at large.
You bet.
Every day, NCBA works on the policy issues that matter to cattle-producing families all over the country. Join in the fight for our industry's future by becoming a member. Just call 866-233-3872, or you can visit the website ncba.org. We're in Florida, where February means one thing: Daytona, as a new NASCAR season gets underway at the legendary track. But for the second year in a row, beef was the big winner, as the Federation of State Beef Councils partnered with Daytona International Speedway to sponsor the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. The Cattlemen to Cattlemen cameras were there to capture all the excitement from the start of the weekend all the way to the checkered flag.
Family and the entire staff here at Daytona International Speedway, welcome to the World Center of Racing. So grab a burger and enjoy the race. Let's go!
On behalf of America's farmers and ranchers who work hard every day to produce beef for your dinner, it's my privilege to announce, drivers, start your engines.
Beef was back on track at the Daytona International Speedway for the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. For the second year, the Federation of State Beef Councils, on behalf of the Beef Checkoff, partnered with the Daytona International Speedway to sponsor the race one day ahead of the legendary Daytona 500.
Super event. This is a great way for us to reach the people that are consuming our product.
It's tremendously exciting that here we are with our checkoff program. We're back in the national televised network. A lot of reach, a lot of people that see this and hear this and see it on the internet follow up all through the year, because they'll be talking about the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300.
In the days before the drivers took to the track, beef was in the spotlight on TV and radio stations nationwide as celebrity chef Josh Capon shared race day recipes with news media around the country.
Good morning, everybody. Get ready to start your engines. I got some shaved steak lettuce cups. These Asian flavors pair perfectly with the beef. And of course, being the 7-time champion of the Burger Bash, I had to give you guys a couple sliders. So we got a Southwestern slider with a green hatch chili mayo. For these recipes and so many more, head over to beefitswhatsfordinner.com.
Our entire steer open and get a Beef 300 shirt.
Come on, this is beef. It's what's for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But we also have this booth, so we're able to interact with the folks that are coming to the races. So we're handing out beef sliders, we're handing out spice packets for seasoning the steaks and burgers, but really it's more about communicating with folks that are here. talking to them about how beef production works here in the U.S.
When you talk about the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300, all the folks coming here, all the social media that we're going to see, all the live television network we're going to see, it's just a tremendous opportunity to tell our story about how safe, healthful, just good tasting beef really is.
Hundreds of media were on site to cover the races at Daytona, and beef-loving chefs from the Texas Beef Council traveled in to put beef on the menu.
So we'll feed about 350 media members, bring an all-star group of chefs from Texas, part of our beef-loving chefs group, and support the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300.
This is not usual. This is unique to this race. Thank you for the sponsorship. And I'm going to enjoy it. That's why I got here close to the front of the line.
Give me the green flag for beef.
We're excited to feed the Thunderbirds, the flyover team, that'll be doing that on Sunday over the Daytona 500. So yeah, we'll have a special meal for them. Cattle producers are also excited for us to support that group.
And no doubt beef is truly a fan favorite at Daytona.
You see all those RVs out there? Everybody's grilling all day, all night, cooking up burgers, steak tacos. I mean, these people take their racing seriously, but they take their beef seriously.
Every night we've done burgers. Tonight we're doing steaks. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
Sitting down here tonight at Daytona, here they come, racing back to the line.
Back on the track, 38 drivers raced in the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300, battling for a cooler full of tomahawk beef steaks and a trip to victory lane.
Race winner of the 40th running of the NASCAR Xfinity Series, Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. Fans, give it up for Austin Hill, race winner of Daytona.
I'd like to present you, first of all, with a hat, so commemorate that. It's Beef It's What's for Dinner. We've also got a belt buckle for you here. And on behalf of the over 800,000 beef ranchers and farmers of America, much congratulations to you. Well, thanks a lot.
With all the different elements, the Beef 300 promotion reached the largest ever audience for a checkoff-funded event and posted a big win for beef.
We're here in Daytona at the second Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. And joining us now is President of the Daytona International Speedway, Frank Kelleher. Frank, thanks for joining us.
So good to see you here. So glad to have a packed midway on a Thursday afternoon. And as the property gets geared up for Beef It's What's for Dinner for the second running, we're ready to go.
You know, this is the second year of the race. What makes it so great to partner between NASCAR and beef?
You know, the buzz right now through the industry is just how packed the infield is. So the 64th running of the Daytona 500 is this Sunday. It's a sold-out crowd. The day before is the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. And the infield has been packed since Wednesday. And that's just your core customer. Those people are here, they're grilling, the campfires are going, the smokers are lit, and we know that the people are eating a lot of beef. So when you think about the marriage between our core fan and what your product is, it's just a great fit.
And you know, there's a lot of beef produced here in Florida, and it's been so fun to see Florida producers here interacting with the crowd. Where do you see this partnership going in the future? This is just year two, but there's room for growth, right?
That's right. I mean, when you think about the core NASCAR fan, it's Americana. It's blue collar, it's hard work, it's people that enjoy a family dinner on a Sunday. And when you think about the Cattlemen's Association and everything that beef represents, I think we're just scratching the surface. We had a record-setting crowd for the Rolex 24. We're here for our biggest NASCAR event weekend. We're going to roll into motocross in just 2 weeks. We've got music festivals on the horizon, regular season championship in August here in Daytona. You think about Talladega, you think about Miami, the whole Southeast, as well as just the NASCAR national footprint. I think there's so much more that we can do to get your product and your message out in front of our fans, which are the most loyal fans in all of sports.
They're definitely an enthusiastic crowd, and it's been really fun to be able to showcase beef on such a national level. Thank you for your partnership and all your support.
No, we're grateful for you and for all the hard workers of the Cattlemen's Association. Beef It's What's for Dinner. It's such a great marriage, and we're so excited to have this place packed on Saturday for your race.
Thanks again, Frank.
Thank you all.
And we'll be back with more from Daytona and the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 right after this.
In the world of cattle vaccines, when you see fewer reactions, you'll notice healthier cattle and higher profits too. Because sometimes good protection is about what you don't see. Protect your productivity with cattle vaccines from Merck Animal Health. Proven to cause fewer reactions. You'll like what you see. Our trusted portfolio is just one more way Merck Animal Health works for you. Talk to your veterinarian and visit cattlefriendlyvaccines.com to learn more.
Cattle producers across the country work hard to care for their animals and their land. The USDA's Natural Resources Conservation Service is there to help. Find out how you can work with NRCS to develop a conservation plan for your operation. Find possible funding resources for implementing conservation practices, or get free expert advice on ways to improve your farm or ranch. Visit the website nrcs.usda.gov today.
One of the drivers here at the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 that has a very special connection to the beef industry is our friend Jeb Burton. Jeb, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me again. It hadn't been too long since I was in Houston with you all.
That's right, you were in Houston with us. How cool was it for you to interact with beef producers? I know it was really exciting for our producers to see you there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I'm from rural Virginia and been around cattle my whole life, and to be around those farmers and everything they're doing was really special, and enjoyed my time there, and hopefully some of them are here this weekend and we can put on a good show for them.
There's certainly a lot of beef-loving fans here this weekend. How excited are you to be a part of the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300?
Well, I finished 4th last year in this race, so hopefully we can get a couple spots better, and I can get the tomahawk steaks in that cooler. So that's what I'm going for tonight, and I ate a steak last night, so hopefully that brings us some luck.
It sounds like beef is a big part of your diet. What about your pre-race meal?
I think today I get steak in my salad, so that's what I'm going to eat for dinner. So hopefully they can bring us some luck. And, you know, the State Water Heaters car looks pretty good. It's got some camo on it, so I know there's a bunch of farmers out there that like to hunt too. So it's a good-looking car, so you got to cheer for us tonight.
Well, Jeb, thanks for everything. Thanks for being a part of this exciting race. Thanks for joining us in Houston, and best of luck tonight.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
And we continue our coverage of the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 here from Daytona, Florida. With me now is Todd Wilkinson, who's the president-elect of NCBA and a South Dakota cattleman yourself. Todd, you had a really cool duty here as the official starter of the race. Tell me about how cool that was.
Well, it's the best seat in the house to be up there on the top of that and waving that flag, and at least I didn't fall off on the track.
That would have made some press for sure. You've also been out here talking to race fans, and today you were driving around talking to beef-loving fans. What were some of their reactions?
You know, it's just amazing, the folks that are here. If we want to find people that know what true beef is and appreciate the quality of beef, this is the place to find them, because as we were driving around doing some promotions, these folks just love beef, and it's a big part of their life. And this is a great way for us to reach the people that are consuming our product. So, super event, and a great way to touch base with the people that are buying our product and putting money in our pockets.
Probably a good way to put a face to the product that they're buying and make them feel good about choosing beef, right?
Yeah, and that's kind of the message, right? So they get a little disassociated from just buying it at the grocery store. Now they actually see producers, and they understand a little bit. They ask us questions about what we do, how the animals are raised. A great way to spread a positive message.
So this is the second year of the race. What's the future look like? And as a producer yourself, why are programs like this so important to continue to fund?
Clearly the number one message for me is trying to promote beef and move sales. I mean, we got a couple messages out there, though. People need to understand the positive role that cattle have on the environment and the sustainability. At the same time, we're producing a product that's healthy and nutritious, and in an environment that is conducive to having a lot of fun. So if we can get that message out there, move more beef, to the folks that are watching this show, hey, that's money in your pocket, guys and gals. So be happy with what's going on out here. Your money's going to work.
Yeah, and a great place. Again, thanks for starting the race off. It was a great race to watch, and we'll look for more next year.
Absolutely. Welcome anybody to come down and experience the event.
It's certainly a one-of-a-kind event. For more information on the event, you can go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Well, even before the engines fired up for the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 here at the Daytona International Speedway, beef promotion efforts were well underway. Joining me now is New York City chef Josh Capon, who's been here today talking to media outlets all across the country about these delicious beef recipes. Chef, welcome to Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
Well, thank you very much for having me. Everybody's all fired up for the Daytona 500 and for Beef It's What's for Dinner, lunch, and breakfast, judging by all those RVs out there that have been having a good time.
That's right. What's been some of the reaction that you've received as you've been talking to media outlets this morning about these recipes?
I think everybody's all fired up. I mean, this is exciting. I mean, we know Daytona 500 is like the center of the world right now. We're doing some shaved steak lettuce cups. We're doing some of my famous sliders. I think everybody's just excited to be part of Beef It's What's for Dinner campaign, the race itself, and we're having some fun along the way.
Now, you've got some other duties.
Speaking of fun, by the way, I could be wearing a chef coat today, but I figure we go with the Chase Elliott race suit to really show how much fun this is all about.
You're really embracing the activities here.
Starting to come around the track right now.
You're really embracing these activities here. You've got some other duties here related to beef. What are you going to be doing?
I do 100%. Tomorrow we're going to be judging a cooking competition with some of the best beef recipes in the South. I also plan on heading out to those RVs and seeing what kind of tailgating is going on. Just being here and having some fun along the way.
Speaking of cooking competitions with beef, you are a 7-time Burger Bash champion. Tell us a little bit about that and why beef is such a perfect fit for you.
7-time champion of the Race Your Way New York City Wine and Food Festival. I mean, listen, it's all about cooking a great burger, but really I think some people get confused and forget to highlight what the burger is all about. And we all know the burger starts with great beef. And don't ever forget that. And that's why my burgers have been so successful. You gotta cook them right, you gotta season them right, nice char on the outside. I do a little bacon onion jam, secret sauce, shaved pickles, American cheese. But don't forget, a great burger starts with great beef.
So what's your message to all our audience watching who's out there producing beef right now?
First of all, I just want to say thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. You know, I've been fortunate to visit some of those farms out in Kansas City, out with the National Beef Crew. I mean, it's really amazing to see how much care and love goes into raising those cattle and processing those cattle. It's something to be really proud of and something I'm proud to serve on all my menus and here at the Daytona 500.
Chef, it's obvious that you have a love for the product. Thank you for being such an enthusiastic fan of beef, and let's go racing.
Let's go, gentlemen, start your engines. It's time to shake and bake. And remember, if you ain't first, you're last.
And don't forget, for all of Chef Josh's recipes, you can go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com. And joining me now to talk more about the reach of the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 is Hillary Makins. Hillary's the Executive Director of Issues Management and Public Relations for the National Cattlemen's Beef Association. Hillary, how exciting is this event? Why don't we talk about what we just saw with Chef Capon?
Yeah, absolutely. We're really excited to be here. And yesterday morning, we had a really cool activation. We did 26 interviews in a 5-hour period live from the track. But the really cool thing is that we reached major metropolitan markets like Sacramento. We were in Chicago. We were in Denver, St. Louis. So we really took this Federation-funded project and were able to extend it across the country through these TV and radio interviews.
And it was quite obvious watching Chef Capon that he is quite an enthusiastic supporter of beef. Talk about how important it is to have these influencers.
Absolutely. So he loves beef. He has it on all of his menus. He's really passionate about it, and he does a lot of social media with it. And in fact, he's going to be here this afternoon on the infield judging a beef cooking competition with some other celebrity chefs. And when we bring all of these celebrity chefs together, not only are we able to showcase beef right here, but we can tap into their audiences and their fans and the people who love them. And then we can extend, again, that Federation-funded project and extend it to a different audience and extend it all the way across the country through all of this influencer work.
So there's also a lot of social media work going on here to continue that reach throughout the country for folks that can't be here in Daytona. Talk about what you're doing.
Yes, we have a lot of cool things going on. We have all of the Beef It's What's for Dinner social media channels have been hard at work this week. Right behind me, you can see one of the photo frames here on the infield where fans can actually come up and there's kind of a robotic camera. They'll put their phone number, their information in. The camera will take a picture for them and send it to them so that they can instantly upload it to social media, and then it'll send it back to us as well so that we can capture the really fun beef images. And then we are on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all with the hashtag Beef300, so that everyone can get a behind the scenes look, so that even if you're not here, you can see what's going on, interact with fans who are here, doing some cool giveaways. So it's really exciting. We have stuff going on all around the track.
You mentioned that it's Federation funded. Could you explain a little to the audience what that means?
Absolutely. So the Federation of State Beef Councils funded the sponsorship of this race, but it didn't stop there. We've really taken a full surround sound approach to this with the social media, with the cooking competition, with the satellite media tour, to ensure that what we're doing here isn't just here and we can broaden that out across the country.
Yeah, obviously so important to keep beef center of the plate across the country in all types of ways, shapes, and forms as much as we can. Thanks for all the work that you're doing for this.
Thank you.
And for more on the reach and the excitement from the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300, stay tuned to Cattlemen. We'll be back with more right after this.
We didn't just design the 6M tractors with you in mind, we designed them with you by our side. The new 6M tractors from John Deere, reimagined by you, for you. For a limited time, get 0% APR financing on qualifying 6 Series tractors and round balers. Experience the new 6M at your local John Deere dealer.
Welcome back to NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen as we're here at the Daytona International Speedway continuing our coverage of the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300. This event, funded by the Federation of State Beef Councils, is so important to the beef industry. Here to talk more about that is Brad Hastings from Amarillo, Texas, who is the current chair of the Federation Division of NCBA. Brad, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
This event, funded by the Federation of State Beef Councils, is so important, and we've had a huge presence here. Beef has really been center of the track, if you will. Tell us about what's been going on.
We have our booth, which is right here behind me, and we've been interacting with the fans that have been out here at this raceway, and we've been handing out beef sliders, we've been handing out spice packets, and bandanas and t-shirts, and we've been just interacting with the folks that are here trying to get our message about beef production.
Not only are state beef councils here, but producers from across the country are here. With consumers wanting to really connect with how their food is raised, how important is it to have producers at an event like this?
Yeah, I think it's very important. As consumers have gotten further away from the farm and the ranch, they don't understand what beef production's all about. So having actual producers here, talking to the folks that are here about what each of us do in our different areas has been really important and really sometimes eye-opening to the folks that we've been talking to.
And we really kind of have a presence across the country here. Talk about maybe the state beef councils that are involved, the producers are involved, and the importance of that state-national partnership in promoting beef.
Yeah, that's really what the Federation of State Beef Councils is really all about. It's about unifying the states together. And here today we have producers that range from the Pacific Northwest up in Wyoming all the way down here to Florida, up to Ohio, to Texas. I'm from Texas, so Texas is well represented. So we kind of cover the whole country with producers out here talking to the fans that are here ready to watch some racing.
So as a producer yourself, what does it mean to have the Federation of State Beef Councils and the ability to fund an event like this? What does it mean to you as a producer?
Well, we're all very proud, right? We like to see what we do and we like to see it on TV. So anytime you see Beef It's What's for Dinner out there, it just gives you a sense of pride. And I think that's what a lot of producers do. This is our second year. So last year was the first year and we're back here this year and I think we're just getting better and more interaction with the fans.
Brad, as a producer who pays the check off yourself, what's your message to fellow producers, your fellow check-off paying producers, about the effectiveness of an event such as this that's funded by their dollars?
Well, I think this is a great event. We're back on TV. We have many fans. I think the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 will have about 50,000 people here, as well as almost 1 million people watching it on TV. We also all have a presence during the Daytona 500 with our booth still being open. So getting that message out, getting in front of a lot of people and that pride of ownership because we are out here, it's important and I believe it's well worth the money that we've invested.
Brad, thank you for your leadership in the Federation and as a producer for all you do.
Thank you.
For more on the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 and other events and all things beef, go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com. The Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 race here at Daytona is made possible through partnerships with our state beef councils. Here with me now is Deanne Maples with the Florida Beef Council and Valerie Bass with the Tennessee Beef Council. Deanne, let me start with you. What was the reach of this event last year and what makes this partnership so great moving forward into this year?
So the reach is a pretty incredible number. 1.9 billion beef-loving consumers. And you know, that number probably seems absolutely crazy. It's so large, but it's real. That was the reach we saw. And we're talking about the reach on Fox Sports with the live broadcast, all of our social media, the chance to connect with fans here. I mean, it was incredible. And when you think about it, you know, we had some COVID restrictions in place, so we weren't at a sold out crowd. But here we are back this year at a sold out crowd, and we just can't imagine. I think we're going to blow the doors off of 1.9 billion.
That's a lot of impressions to have beef a part of. That's really exciting. Valerie, from a state like Tennessee, where there's maybe a few less cattle than Florida or some of the bigger states, this event still has an impact on your producers in terms of beef demand. Talk a little bit about that and why you're here being a part of this.
Well, we're really excited to be here and be a part of this. Our producers really depend on our state and national partnership with NCBA because that allows us to be a part of events like this. Florida Beef Council has done a fantastic job last year, and we are so excited this year to see the expanded reach to our consumers in Tennessee and across the nation. Our producers at home are really excited to be a part of this because without our partnership, we wouldn't be able to be a part.
You mentioned partnerships with the state beef councils. Who else is here with you representing at the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300?
We've got a lot of states that are participating with us. Of course, Florida is here. We've got New Mexico is a part, Colorado's a part, Oklahoma, Georgia, North Carolina, Alabama. So we've just got a lot of and they're here. They're here helping to work this event. So we've got a lot of support from other states as well as our Federation of State Beef Councils as a whole.
So even though the event is happening here in your home state, Deanne, there's a big reach across the country in terms of beef promotion efforts and return on investment on those checkoff dollars.
Oh, there absolutely is. You know, you're right. Daytona is, it's here in our state. But the thing is if you drive that infield where all these campers are camping and you know, they come for days and days and days at a time. You know, the license plates, Oregon, Washington, Canada, Massachusetts, California, you know, everywhere. This sport reaches fans across the country. And in fact, some of their biggest viewerships are happening out in LA or up in Boston. So it happens here, and can you blame it? We're by the beach. The weather's beautiful. I mean, this is a pretty cool place to come in February. But the thing is we're not just talking to race fans in Florida. We're talking to race fans nationally and even internationally. It's just that the sport is that exciting that it's just everywhere.
You mentioned some international reach. I understand here at the booth the other day, there was a couple from Germany that stopped by and was just so excited about beef and took their picture. Valerie, what's been the reaction from people that have been here at the Midway booth?
You know, if you were to look around here, our booth is the happening place. I mean, it is where everybody is coming. And I think it's because of the excitement around beef. Everybody loves beef and they want to come over and be a part. We're giving away some fantastic things to consumers. And you're right, you know, we've had visitors from Germany and visitors from Canada and Australia, our national audience, as well as those who are just interested in our product and really enjoy our product.
And you know, Deanne, I've seen you here. I know you grew up in the area, and I've watched you around here. You're almost like a VIP here with the NASCAR folks. You've known them for a long time. It's not just the people here that are excited about beef. The drivers are too. Talk about that.
They are, you know, so we always say, you know, drivers are athletes, really, right? So they want to, you know, fuel up the right way. They love their protein. They love beef in particular, hamburgers, steaks, all of those things. But, you know, they've just been genuinely excited for us to be a part of this sport. And so, you know, we've had some involvement. Just today, Ward Burton joined us for our press conference and talked about how important the conservation piece is that ranchers bring to the environment. We had Corey LaJoy, who drives on the Cup Series, out at a ranch out at Kempfer Cattle Company this week, and he wanted to be a cowboy. So we brought him out for a day with his family, and he learned to rope and things like that. We had Jeb Burton join us at the NCBA convention, and he's out here today, and we're cheering him on. And we had an extra special, exciting guest last night, the winner of the 2021 Beef It's What's for Dinner 300, Austin Cindric, joined us in the beef suite last night to you know, just meet and greet and love on everybody, and shared with us how much he loves the product. So really, the drivers have been so excited. They'll shout out things to us, and so I can't wait for the race tonight to hear them talking about, beef in Victory Lane again.
It's a great thing to see them get excited about that and want to be a part of our beef community as well. Thank you both for your efforts here. Thanks for a great time, and thanks for spreading the great word about beef. For more about the work of our state beef councils, you can go to beefitswhatsfordinner.com. One of the fun events here at the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 at the Daytona International Speedway was the Beef It's What's for Dinner cook-off. And here with the winning chef, Chef Jen Carroll, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It was so fun. I love the competition. I love NASCAR, and I can't wait to come back and take the title again next year.
That's awesome. Can you tell our audience what you cooked for your winning recipe?
Absolutely. I made a Burberry beef kebab. I used a New York strip steak. I made a green tomato chutney and some garlic yogurt. Lots of herbs, lots of spices, tons of flavor. Great tailgating dish.
It looked absolutely delicious. I got a taste of it just backstage now. It was delicious. Congratulations. What do you love about cooking with beef?
Well, I love that there's so many different cuts that you can do anything with it. You can cook quickly like we did today. You can do low and slow. It's all really good, and you can make it taste however you want. You can use any spices, marinating, searing, braising, poaching, cooking. You can do every single thing with beef possible, and it's just so good. Like, come on, beef, it's what's for dinner, right?
That's absolutely correct. What would be your message to the farmers and ranchers that work every day to produce that beef?
My message would be to just thank you for all of your hard work. I know it's been really, really difficult times lately, and what you do means a lot to my community, my restaurant community, the hospitality industry, and without you guys doing all of the hard work from the ground up, we wouldn't be where we are. So thank you so much, and keep it up. And I love beef.
Well, that gave me goosebumps. Thank you for being such an advocate. You heard it right from Chef Jen at the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 cook-off competition. More to come. Stay with us.
Take advantage of the very best in Hereford genetics with the Sandhill Farms annual production sale, Saturday, March 26th.
We've really tried to put a lot of carcass traits in our cattle. Ultimately, that's going to be a driver in price and profit.
I buy bulls from Sandhills because in the end, there's more money in my pocket selling the end product.
The Schultz family focuses on continuous genetic improvement of their Hereford cattle year after year.
I view everybody that sits in the seats at our sale as our boss. We want our genetics to get better every year. We've got to make the next set of bulls that the customer comes to purchase genetically better than the ones before.
Sandhill Farms, the brand that exceeds your goals. Find out more at the website sandhillfarms.com.
Welcome back. Every day, cattlemen and women care for their land and their animals because they're committed to leaving what they have better than they found it. We're continuing our series celebrating the 2021 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award. Let's take you to Utah to see the Region 6 award winner.
Sustainability is a process, and whatever happens tomorrow will be affected by what I do today. But if you are wise and listen to the land, it'll tell you what it can do. I'm John Ferry, J.Y. Ferry & Son, located here in northern Utah on the Bear River Delta. My great-grandfather immigrated here right after the railroad at the turn of the century. I'm fourth generation. I operate on our ranch with my brother, and I have a son who's coming along on the fifth generation.
Sustainability is a daily goal for our family, and sustainability to me means managing the resource in such a way that it's here for generations.
Our cow herd is wetland based, and the vegetation that's in the wetland is varied, but the one that's a challenge is a species called Phragmites. Phragmites is an invasive weed. And the reason it's invasive because you cannot naturally control it. Historically, Phragmites has been controlled by herbicide, by spraying it to kill it. But we discovered in our own operation that we can control Phragmites by grazing it.
For when you spray it, you kill everything. When you burn it, you kill everything. When you drought it, you kill everything. And we have been places where they haven't had cattle ever, and it is just a thick jungle mess of Phragmites. You can't walk through it. There's no habitat whatsoever for anything, for any birds, any ducks or geese or anything. And that's where we come in, because you have cattle that are trained, recognize what the plant is. They will graze on it, select it out, and all of a sudden you are turning a disaster into a grazing opportunity.
Phragmites pushes the birds out and the wildlife species that would traditionally use these wetland areas. And so by grazing it, what you do is you're pushing back. You're preventing it from spreading, because there are literally thousands of cattle now in the valley grazing on Phragmites every summer. And what we've been able to show is that done the right way, proper management of cattle in these wetland areas actually improves the wetlands.
We take it serious, the responsibility we have for the environment, for the legacy of the past, and for the future of this operation.
I'm constantly looking for opportunities to improve, to enhance what we have, because we have a beautiful resource here, and I love it. This is irreplaceable.
Every day I'm out on this place, I look at it and say, this is what my grandfather started. And I need to be able to proudly say that I did the best I could, took what was here, improved upon it, and passed it on.
We've got one more ESAP regional winner to show you. We'll introduce you to that operation when we return. Stay with us.
For commercial cow-calf producers, crossbreeding with Gelbvieh and Balancer is the smart, reliable, and profitable choice. Gelbvieh and Balancer females offer maternal superiority through increased fertility, greater longevity, and more pounds of calf weaned per cow exposed. In the feed yard, Balancer cattle deliver increased performance, improved feed efficiency, and excellent carcass merit. Balancer adds the pounds, make the grade, and deliver the value. Gelbvieh and Balancer, the smart, reliable, and profitable choice. Find out more at the website gelbvieh.org.
Cattlemen and women are dedicated to managing their land and cattle in a sustainable way. They want to leave a legacy for future generations. For more than 30 years, the Environmental Stewardship Award has worked to honor these caretakers of the land and to share their stories. To find out more and to learn how you can nominate a farm or ranch for the Environmental Stewardship Award, visit the website environmentalstewardship.org.
Each of the 2021 regional winners of the Environmental Stewardship Award face their own unique challenges based on things like geography and the weather. But they all share a single desire, and that is to leave the land in better shape for future generations. Now, let's head to South Dakota and introduce you to the Region 7 winner.
Grass was meant to be grazed, and cattle are the tool that we use to do that with, and the cattle have really improved the environment out here.
I'm Rich Blair with Blair Brothers Angus Ranch in Vail, South Dakota. So this ranch was established in 1954 whenever my dad moved here.
We're mainly a cow-calf operation in that we'll run around 1,000 cows in 2 different locations.
And then now we've got my son Britton and his son Chad involved. It's very much a family operation. What Ed and I have focused an awful lot on is developing water on the ranch. And the main reason to get the water was so that we could have grazing distribution and get the cattle scattered and graze a pasture evenly.
So if you can spread out your water, you spread out your grazing. We're never done with it. Man, you think we got lots of tanks and lots of cross fencing and that, but there's always another project that you could fulfill to help utilize what you have better. On this ranch especially, we've done a lot of cross fencing. It started with small pastures. We'll rotate cows every 2 to 3 days in the spring. It's like mowing your lawn. You go in and you clip it off, not short, but just half of what's there. And then as it rains, it'll grow back really fast. So we feel like we get like a month of free grazing by just rotating those pastures really fast, clipping them off and getting off of them.
You know, we're always out monitoring the environment, and we want to graze cattle, but we also want the wildlife to thrive and all species really to thrive with what we're doing. And those of us in ranching really work hard at improving the environment every day.
I believe that cattle make a healthy environment. A well-managed cattle operation, you're sequestering carbon into the soil. And the cattle, through the good grazing management, will sequester more carbon into the soil than non-grazed operations.
The cattle operation that we run, in my mind, is very economically positive, very sustainable.
We always try to make things better on the land because it's the right thing to do. And also, we want to be here for generations.
It's a generational thing. To have the appreciation, you know, and the understanding of what you can do out here managing this resource.
And if we can benefit the land and the wildlife and the livestock, and ultimately we're in business to make money, and I think by doing what we're doing, you can. It is beneficial for everything.
Now, if you'd like to find out more about the Environmental Stewardship Award winners, see photos and videos, or even learn how to nominate someone for the award next year, just visit the website environmentalstewardship.org. We're back to wrap up the show right after this. Stay with us.
Getting to run a family farm is a dream come true. When you can grow good grass, there's opportunity to grow plenty of weeds. We want to use the tools that will help us do a better job. I would like the legacy to be that we took really good care of the land, and we truly did it as a passion, and we did our very best for the right reasons.
You have an upcoming production sale to advertise? Then contact the Cattlemen to Cattlemen marketing team or your breed association to learn more.
Cattle performance begins with high-quality feed and nutritional products. And with me today is Brady Klatt with Purina Animal Nutrition to talk about that. Brady, thanks for coming today.
It's a pleasure.
You have a new program, Purina Plus, and I'd like to learn just a little bit more about that program.
So we launched Purina Plus last year, and we're really excited about the opportunities and the growth that we've had. In general, it's a value-added program that really gets its foundation and progress through our starter feeds. So when cattle come onto the program at the weaning time, they need to be fed one of our 3 starter feeds, Pre-Con Complete, AccuRation Starter Complete, or Stress Care Supplement. And from there, we back that up with some vaccine and deworming protocols that really aim to take a holistic approach to calf health.
So it sounds like there's a whole group of partners engaged in developing this more holistic solution. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, we've really worked with a bunch of industry leaders. Zoetis, Zinpro, Elanco, Merck, and BI have all been instrumental in helping us get the program off the ground from a requirement standpoint, but also supporting us along the way. They've been great to work with, and they really understand that there is a lot of value in all of their products getting adequate and appropriate research-proven nutrition at the beginning of the weaning phase. So they've been great partners to work with, and we're excited about the future with them.
Obviously, there are a number of protocol-driven, branded feeder calf programs. What makes Purina Plus different?
Well, I think that holistic approach that we take in terms of making sure that macronutrients and then some of our additives in terms of RX3 immune support technology that we have, as well as Zinpro Performance Minerals, really bring more to the program and amplify whatever else the producer's wanting to do, right? When we talk about Purina Plus, we position it as whatever fits your operation really can be amplified by the nutrition that we're driving and then the proven health protocols associated with it.
Obviously, your company has more than 100 years of history, but Purina Plus is still relatively in its infancy.
Yep.
What do you anticipate over the next year for this program?
So we're going to continue to expand some of the industry leaders that we're working with. We're excited to be working with IMI Global as a way for age and source verification, and we're really looking to expand it to more barns throughout the nation. So really bringing more opportunities for producers and working with more of those industry leaders to make it a great program for whatever their needs are.
Sounds like these feeder calves are going to be worth more as the year goes on. We've got to take care of them both from a health perspective and a nutrition perspective, and Purina Plus may be just the right ticket. Thanks for sharing that with us today.
It's been a pleasure.
Now, if you'd like more information on Purina Plus, visit purinamills.com. Well, that wraps up this edition of NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen. Thanks so much for spending time with us. And we'll leave you with some more great images from the Beef It's What's for Dinner 300 in Daytona.